Hey guys, welcome to Break 50 episode 2. So had this first shot, kind of chunked it a little bit, but should be alright. And then had this chip for birdie, left it a little short, then tapped it in for par.
Yeah, so that is a par to start.
Still even. Now on to hole 2. Went a little past, kind of thinned it a little bit, and then had this for birdie, and just kind of chipped it a little too hard, and then had this putt for par and drained it. Onto hole 3. Here we go. Now onto hole 3. Yeah, just running up there. I don't know. I didn't clip this, I don't think. But whatever. We got so we had this chip, and I thought it was a pretty good chip actually. Had that putt for birdie and just missed it, pulled it a little bit, and then tapped it in for par. Still at even par. Now onto hole 4. This is hole 4. Chipped it, kind of pulled it, then almost chipped it in for birdie, and then had this putt for par and drained it.
Okay, that's good.
So that was a nice par, still an even par. Hole 5 was a 50-yard par 3. Just took a bad bounce off the hill, then hit the pin, and then had this putt for par and drained it. And then we had hole 6. This is definitely the best looking hole in the course. Left it short, caught a little fat, then had this putt for or chip for birdie, and then just took a bad bounce. Then had this chip for par, which would be nice to drain, and then just almost chipped it in, but then had this putt for bogey and absolutely drained it, barely dropped. Now onto the number 1 handicap hole. So yeah, kind of pulled it a little bit, and then had this chip and chipped it in for par.
Snuck it in there.
Still 1 over. Hole 8, par 3, 40 yards. Tried to go for a flop shot here, and it turned out pretty good. Chipped it in for par.
Let's go.
And then hole 9, par 3. Going for a big flop shot here and just duffed it. So, yeah. And then ran over here and going for another big flop shot. And boom! That went in. And that is a birdie on the scorecard. Chip in birdie. Now on to back 9. Made a little beaver tail. Hit the tree, which actually was right at the pin. And then chipped it onto the green and made par. And then hole 11's par 3, 25 yards. I thought kind of left that one a little bit short, and then left that one short, tapped it in for par. And then we have hole 12 here, par 3, 25 yards. Chipped that and almost made it. And then tapped it in for par. So that was a nice par there. Hole 13, par 3. I thought this was going in, and then, yeah. And then I decided to jump that and fell. But we don't talk about that. And then tapped it in for par. And then hole 14 to par 3. I hit this one super good. It was tracking towards the hole and just slipped out. But tap in birdie, let's go. And par 3, 50 yards. So 15, I think. And I thought this was going in too, but then almost chipped it in for birdie and tapped it in for par.
Can tap that in for the par.
And then number 1 handicap hole, hole 16 is par 3, 60 yards. Kind of like hit this one, kind of caught a little fat, and then almost chipped it in for birdie, and then barely snuck it in for par.
There's a par.
And then we had hole 17 here, and kind of just tugged it, and then almost chipped it in for birdie, and then tapped in par.
Thank you.
And then going on to hole 18, it was a little cut, a little fat, and then we came up to chip this, and just didn't make it, and then tapped it in for par.
That is a par to finish.
And
thank you for watching.
thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
See you later.
Our final score was 1 under 53.